utterly unique and should be treated as such. Trying to understand the value that a neurodiverse person can bring into your workplace is a lot more than you'd think. It doesn't cost a huge amount to truly look after neurodiverse employees, and what they give you back is an awful lot more than you'd expect. So I would say one of the biggest misconceptions for neurodiversity is that people are stupid or dumb, and it just is not the case. We've got this stigma that's associated with neurodiverse people that they're difficult or complicated or demanding, or it's just not true. I would love to be able to stand here as not just a business owner, but an autistic and an ADHD business owner and say the diagnosis does not impact or have any say whatsoever on intelligence. And the result from neurospicy people in your business can be really quite remarkable. Neurodiversity is exciting, and we get special interests and hyper-focused on certain tasks. And if you give your staff enough freedom to come up with interesting ideas, watching them run with stuff, create amazing displays. I run a body piercing high-end jewellery business, and they'll make amazing displays or have great offer ideas or exciting, lovely things to do with clients, charity days, things that I'm too focused on the business to think about, and it's wonderful. And it reminds me why I do it. It reminds me of the love for this and what it can give back to the community as well.
I'm diagnosed ADHD. It's something that I feel is kind of part of everyday life. Like, even if people aren't diagnosed, I see a lot of myself and a lot of people. Everyone has a say, and everyone's brain is coming out from a different angle, so you can learn new perspectives and that kind of stuff from, you know, maybe you wouldn't think with how you work. I've had it a few times in work where I've thought of a solution one way and then someone else is coming at it from another way. I'm like, that works 10 times as better and it's 3 times as short. So it's just, you know, it's different perspectives and everyone working together for collaboration.
Reasonable adjustments, in my experience, are kindness and understanding. Say you've got an individual who gets really stressed out by travelling into work on the buses. As a business owner, can you allow them to start and finish an hour later? Maybe your business won't enable that, don't get me wrong, and if they would end up needing to be a key holder to stay at the end of the day, then perhaps that's not reasonable, and that's fine. Perhaps there's another thing you can do. You can give them a small allowance towards maybe getting a taxi instead of a bus. Less frightening, less stressful, less people-y, and they can get on and do an amazing job. These reasonable adjustments do not have to cost the earth. They just have to be reasonable.
When I was initially getting medicated, when I first came on medication, it was difficult. Basically, my dosages were varying up and down, left and right. My managers would kind of check in periodically to make sure everything was kind of sitting right with me, because some days I'd come in and I'd be, maybe say my dosage was like a little bit too high, like I'd be a little filled with lightning, I guess, and they would sort of like let me have like a little, 5 minutes here and there just to kind of chill out, and just basically whenever I felt better I could come back and start working again. No matter who you are, you will know someone with neurodivergence. It could be your mum, your sister, your brother, people in your family, your friends. Like, even if it's non-diagnosed, people you know will have it. It is so widespread. Providing accommodation just makes it easier for everyone to just function. Like, some people have a more difficult time of it. Some people have an easier time. Some people are harder. Providing those jumping off points to help people is just, it's the right thing to do.
For more information and guidance on neurodiversity in the workplace and making adjustments, visit www.acas.org.uk/neurodiversity-at-work.